So recording started. You can start, Suresh.
Yep. Okay. So Sachin, I have copied the question at the top. Please take a look at it.
Okay.
I'll give you a minute or so to read. Then I can kind of explain to you,
Okay.
and then I will let you drive it from there.
Given a set of intervals 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10 dot. This is John's calendar looks like engineer building action point. Find if new meetings can be scheduled or not. This new meeting should not overlap with any existing meeting.
Okay. So
Okay.
the yeah. So the the set of intervals that is provided, kind of your typical calendar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your calendar, and then you're writing a software. Given a specific meeting that can be scheduled, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
find if the meeting can be scheduled based on the um, existing meetings. So
Okay.
your meeting cannot overlap
Mm-hmm.
with any of the existing meetings, obviously, right? So that is what the constraint is. Okay.
Okay. So
So
in this case,
hmm,
7, 8, find if new meeting 7, 8 can be scheduled or not. So in this case, meeting started 8, so we can do a meeting, right? Or if
yes,
we
yes, you can do a meeting.
okay. Okay, so the array intervals array, it is sorted or from first value or second value, something like that, or it can be random.
It can be random.
Okay,
I
and
will add the meetings, the input meeting intervals can be random, can be in any order. So, okay.
okay, and any is there any constraint?
Yeah. As I said, the constraint is you cannot have an overlap meeting. You can assume the numbers are going to be positive numbers.
Okay, all numbers are positives. Positive. Okay. Hmm. So I think we need to check the end time for each interval, like 1, 3. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so we can put somewhere like let me like end time is 3, and once we start, so end time is 6 for in this case. 7 to 8, no, sorry, yes, 6, uh, and our output should the new meeting that we can start from 7 to 8. So we will check, is there once we will get the value that is uh, greater than 7 in a starting time, sorry, we will check start time, not end time. So we once we will get but it is not sorted, so we can sort it this array from the starting interval, right?
Okay.
After sorting we can put like this, and once we will get the value that is greater than 7, then we check the difference between the previous element that is 6 and the current element there on we are. So a
Hmm.
previous element second value and current element first value. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
if the difference if there is a difference there, the meeting that we need to set new meeting is available that slot, then we can set up, otherwise we will not.
Okay.
So I think we need to sort, so the time complexity it's n log n.
Hmm.
So can we go ahead with this, or do you have, or I need to optimize
Yep,
more?
let's go with that. Yep. So what do you think is the space complexity?
Space complexity, as we need to store, actually we are storing only first value of each pair, and just we are comparing. So as we sorted, so I think space complexity, or when we don't need to put all the elements somewhere, just we check the uh, last value. But in this case, the case that may be possible if we are checking only first value, like I think case maybe fail here if there is 1 to 9 and we are sorting from 1. Yeah, so it may be a failure case. Am I right?
So what did you say? What was your, when you say,
So yeah, like as a solution that I approached earlier, in this
mhm.
case, if like suppose here I was sorting from, yeah, from end value we can sort. Yeah, yeah. So in this case, failure will not be happen the case. But if we will do sort from the second value, then failure will not happen. But in case of first value, failure can be happen as if there is a 1 9. Okay, and we are checking first value, second value, like 4 here, and we were not checking until we are not getting 8. In this case we are only checking previous value, so there is maybe a failure scenario. So now I'm thinking we just need to sort from the second value, not from first value.
If you
Okay.
start from the second value, then how do you compare the start dates? Um, start, I mean, the start. When you say failure scenario, can you tell me an example where you is
like
that?
suppose like suppose we sorted it from the first value. Okay, like 1 4 8, these are the first values.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we sorted according to it, it's already sorted in this case. And suppose here is 1 and 9. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we are checking uh, is 9 is less than uh, 7, it's ending.
So, Sachin, let's do one thing. So go with what you have. Okay,
Mm,
let's code based on. You can always change it based on the test cases that you will run. Why don't you start off?
yeah, sure. So should I need to take inputs as well, or should I start from writing a method?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. You can you can write a simple method, whatever you want to name
Okay. Okay.
appropriately. You think, and then yep. If you come up with the argument. If you have any questions, I can help you out.
Okay. Just we need to return boolean, right?
Sure.
Whether we can schedule
Yeah.
meeting or not.
That'll work. Yep.
Okay. So first,
Did you mean intervals?
yeah, intervals. Okay. Mm, like intervals of, if we are sorting, so actually I am putting, I did something wrong. A, p, then I am putting lambda function. A, and here I am taking this interval. So I am sorting from the first value of it. So once I sorted, like currently it is in this case.
Is it intervals of 0 minus intervals of 0? That looks like it'll always return 0.
No, actually, uh, it's an array of array, right? So in this case, we take a array uh, intervals. Sorry, there is no need to. We take intervals, and the value that is 0. We a and v as it's a lambda function. So there is a first value of this interval array and second value of this interval array, and we are taking only zeroth element of both these value, and again we compare.
No, I understand your intent of that writing. My question is on the line number 23, within the definition of the lambda function, you have intervals of 0 minus intervals of 0. I'm wondering, will it always return you 0, the value? What was the point of that
No,
sorting?
actually, no, actually, sorry, sorry, not interval A and B.
Right, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
sorry, yeah. So A and B.
Mhm.
So once we sort it, and after that we compare the second element from the uh, first element, that new bitting. So we also need a new bitting. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, like meeting that we need to schedule. Okay, we also need this. So now have we have meeting schedule, and for create a for loop. Else, now for intervals of I, we will check the end time, that is 1. Okay, is less than is meeting schedule of starting time. If it is greater than at that time, we will break the in this case 3 is less than 7, we increment. 4 is less than, we increment. We will not go in for loop. And now 8 is greater than 7, so in this case we will go inside the if condition. Okay, and now we will check intervals of previous value I minus 1 of 1 is like the second value we will get this value in previous value that we will get. Now we have value 8 from interval of I of 1 and value 6. So if this comes in, if difference, this value comes between this difference, then we can schedule meeting.
Yeah, one quick tip. Yeah, previous, when you do with this, I mean, it might make sense for you to make your variables a little bit more descriptive. When you say previous what? Previous start, previous end, what previous?
Actually, we are currently iterating the element, and once we will find the value that is greater than 8, okay, greater than 7, that is we found that is 8, right?
Yeah, now, yeah, I understand. The previous year, did you mean to say previous start or previous end? Previous end, you meant? Okay.
Actually, previous end. Okay, you need to define more. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to define your variable a little bit more descriptive so that it's clear, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, sure.
I know you're telling it, but it didn't come out in the code. So
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you to point out. So now we have previous end, and as so we and current start. Okay, current start equal to interval of I, comma 0. Okay, so we have these values. Now we can check if uh, like 6 now the interval is 6 to 8. We have 8 minus 6 to 8, and the meeting that we need to schedule from 7 to 8, right? So uh, can we schedule this meeting from in this interval 6 to 8 that we need to check now?
okay.
So so previous end is less than previous end is less than meeting schedule of 0, and current start so we have here 8 6 to 8. So current start, it's after a meeting schedule. So meeting schedule of 1 is less than current start. If is this case, we return true, else false.
So you're saying previous end is less than the meeting times start, and meeting times end is less than current start.
Yeah.
How about if your if I give you 6, 8, what will be the answer for this?
6 to 8.
Hmm.
So, okay, I need to put equal as well here. And equal is here. Yeah, so previous end is less than or equal to meeting of 0. So now our previous end 6. And if we check previous of 0, then it's 6 equal to 6. And in this case, 8 equal to 8. Then it will return true.
Is there anywhere else you need to check the validation? One more time, I want you to check somewhere. This, there is one more place where you're checking inequality.
Okay, let me check it. Like you are talking about in if condition or somewhere in code?
Yeah, there are two if conditions in your code, right? No?
Yeah, okay.
Do you need to have a equal as well there, greater than equal to, or you need only greater than? I'm just asking, I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think?
0, yeah, equal to.
Okay, so there is so line number 26. I see a logical bug there. Do you see it?
Previous end.
I see maybe instead of logical bug, I see it might throw a null point.
Null pointer exception. Yeah, you are right.
Array, maybe more of array index or open exception. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not, I mean, line number 20. Okay, sure.
No, sorry. Just. Oh, sorry, for loop. I did, sorry, mistake. If condition, we need to check. And in for loop, yeah, we can. Yeah, I think it's correct.
Why do you think it should be intervals dot length -1?
Oh. No.
Okay, you're starting with
1, 3. So I need to define the value first. Actually, now we are starting from 1. It's 4, and we can check from. Yeah, it will work because if we will not process first and we are second, then we can.
you are thinking something, or did we lose you,
Yeah.
Sachin? Okay,
Yeah.
you're still there. Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking. Actually, I was trying to dry run it.
Hey, go ahead, put your thoughts. Keep talking so that we understand what you're thinking.
Yeah, sure. So, like I was thinking, if there is a like a one, suppose this element is not earlier there 1, 3, and start from 4, 6. If I start from it, so in this case, if there is any before meeting, then it can be skipped. If there is a put like 0, 1, it's not possible like 0, 1. So it will not be check in this case if output we schedule or not. So that we need to check that case is failing, that I was thinking.
So, yeah, you also made a change in line number 25 and then you reverted for some reason. I think you made
line
the right
number
25.
line number 25. Actually, I start trying to One, because index of bound error can become if I'll start from 0.
That is one thing. That is still you got to fix it. I meant the check, the second part of the for loop check. I less than intervals. That seems to be invalid, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so you got okay, you got a pretty good. Maybe there's still some edge cases you got to fix.
mhm.
You already said about the starting, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, I want you to maybe tell me one more thing. So yeah, you are checking the condition in line number 29, right?
Mhm.
And then you're returning. So the way the code is
Yes.
going to work is that it's going to go through each and every slot and then check, and then it's going to exit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go back, go above. I will give
Mm.
you a test case. So what
Okay.
if the meeting is 6, 9?
6,9.
Hmm.
Okay.
So it will return false, correct?
Yeah, right.
But your algorithm is going to wait until it processes 13 and 15, and then it's going to exit, right? Yes.
Yes.
Do you think, is there a way it can exit even earlier than that?
Yes. So in this case we return true. Yeah, once we find this is greater than equal to, and we are not getting uh,
I suggest before going into the code, maybe you want to just think about a minute how you will do it, so that it's easy for you to write the code.
yeah,
What is the check you will do logically?
6 to 9. Yeah, once we hit this condition, okay. So after hitting this condition, whether it's returned true or false. Okay.
So you're saying will it exit early?
Yeah.
Interval.
In this case, if this condition is not true, then we can directly return false from here.
Are you sure of
Because
that?
after yeah, because after in this inserting this case as we sorted it, and once we enter situations where the value like here is 6 to 9, once we reach at the point 10. Okay, so actually we go inside the this if condition, and once we inside the if condition, there's the slot should be in between these two values. If it's present, then it's true, otherwise we can return false, because there is no need to go after this value.
Hmm. Um, Logically, I think it's a matter of finding a test case where it'll. I'm not sure this is the your early exit will work. I had to
as,
think.
as we yeah, as we can see here clearly, uh, once we find the value that is the meeting time that we set, 6, 9. Once we find that value, after that there is no point according to me to go
Mhm.
over it.
Okay, so you're going into the if loop only if the value of the end is greater than or equal to
Yeah,
start time. Otherwise, you are skipping right away there. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Since
yeah.
you have the diff check, I think probably okay. Okay, this is good. Um, as I said, I think your start time is still that you're starting with the one. Apart
Mhm.
from that, I think you got most of them. Okay, let me. I want to. Let's stop this one here. Okay, I
Mhm.
want I want to have a follow up to this one. Okay,
Okay,
so you are given the same intervals, right? Here
okay. Mhm.
now, given the intervals, I want you to find how would you write an algorithm to find how many number of minimum meeting rooms do you think would be required for the meeting if
Okay.
if the if the slots are the one given in the line number 3.
Mhm.
Okay, how many meeting rooms do we need? You have to assume that there will also be overlap meetings.
Okay. So, mm,
We got about 12 minutes. Okay, even if you can tell me
yeah,
about your
yeah,
algorithm
yeah, sure.
and then write some
Yeah,
pseudocode, that is also
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
sure. So,
Mhm.
as we are checking the end time, so once a meeting is scheduled, so we can check the end time of that meeting. So suppose first meeting is scheduled 1 to 3, we can store that this meeting will be end on at 3 o'clock. Suppose it's at 3 o'clock. Okay, and so meeting first meeting room assigned to this for this. Once we will get uh, like we will see when this meeting will end. It's 6 o'clock, right? Then we will check not first meeting for 1 2. Yes, sorry. For the next value, the start value, we will check whether this start value. I'll put the end time of this meeting here 3, and first meeting room is allotted.
Mhm.
Now, for the second meeting, that is start from 4 to 6, I'll check the I stored somewhere in some data structure. Okay, this 3, and I'll check whether there any meeting that is ending before 4. So yeah, there is a one meeting that is ending at 3. So now we remove this, and we can allot that uh, for a second meeting the same room number 1. Okay,
Mhm.
now we will check for 8.
Yeah,
Sorry, not 4, not
I
4,
will.
not 6,
Mm.
not 4, sorry, 6. I am storing in a data structure end value. Okay, and checking with start value of the next meeting. So now I put 6, and I check whether there is any meeting that is ending before 8. Yeah, there is a meeting that is ending before 8. There is 6. So for the next meeting, I'll assign the same room 10. So still we require only one room till this position. So now I'll check.
I'm changing the. I'm changing that. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, from where I was, from 7 to 10, right? Yeah, you
No,
added
no,
8
no.
to 10, right?
You until. So let's start with until 4 to 6. You had one meeting, right? Let's start
Until
from
4
there.
to 6.
You
Okay,
had only
until
one
4
one
to
meeting
6.
room. Yep. Let's start from
Only
there.
one.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
the second meeting, and I put uh, in this case, the value is 6, that is meeting ending. Now I compare, uh, is any meeting start before 7? Yeah, there is a one meeting that is start before 7. Okay. So I assign 7 to 10 meeting slot in the same room and put the end value 10 in a data structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'll go 8. Now is end value is less than 8. No, it's a greater than 8. So I'll put uh, the end time for this as well 10. Okay, second meeting room assigned to uh, for this meeting. So now is 10 to 12. Is there any meeting? Then we can end. Yeah, there is a one meeting. Then we can add 10 and we assign it to 10 to 12 meeting slot. So now it's end time is 12 and it's a second meeting room. Okay. Now we will go 12. Is there any meeting room that is less than 13? Before the 13, yeah, it's at 10. So we can same room to last meeting. So we require two rooms in this case. So as we are finding the minimum value taking for a end element. So I think in this case we use priority queue, and the size of the priority queue can be in the room that we require.
Okay. How can you explain how would you use the priority queue?
Yeah. So when I am checking for a first meeting room, okay. So I put the end time of this in a priority queue. So now priority queue have 3. Okay. So now for a next, I'll check the 4 and 3, the value that in priority queue. Okay. The last, so it's a min heap. So in min heap, it will return 3 and I peek it. And after peek it, I'll check whether it's less than it. Yeah, it's less than this value. So I can remove, pop it, uh, pull it from the queue and put 6 for the second meeting room. Now I'll check for this. So yeah, it's a less than 7, 6. So I can pull it and put 10 in a priority queue. In this case, I'll check 8 and 10. So it is greater. So I'll put in a priority queue 10. So now in this case, yeah, when we peak, there is a less equal to this value. So I can pull it. Uh, Now I can put 12 here. Now after getting 12, that 13, 12 is less than 13. So I'll pull it and put 15. So the length of the priority key is 2. So in this case, we require 2 rooms.
Okay. Can you do Control Z? You had 10 and 12, right?
Yeah.
When you came, okay, let me change now. Let me change your this value. Give me a second. I'm changing the 13, 15 to 11, 15. Now tell me how many rooms you will require. So you iterated until 10, 12, right?
Yeah, 10, 12. So
Okay.
I'll check. So I'll check 11, 12. So is there any value there's in a priority queue? I am peak from the priority queue. Yeah, there is a value that is the value that priority queue will give is 10. Yeah, it is less than it. So we remove it
Okay.
and put 15 here. So now it's
2. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah, your explanation looks good. Do you I know it's hard to expect you to write code for that.
Yeah, let me try if within a time something we can do.
Yeah, go ahead if you
Otherwise,
want to write. Yeah.
So we need two rooms. So integer and find total rooms. Okay. Was so we define priority queue. Okay. So priority queue is type of integer. So we are taking a min last value.
Quick question. So if your priority queue, you're putting an integer, when you take out an integer, how do you know which interval you are working with?
Yeah, actually for the second value that in a while iterating, when I find the value and I'll check the on, I only need to check the end value. So I am just putting only one value end time in a priority queue. And while iterating, I can find the current value of what is the current value of next meeting.
Okay.
So I don't think we need to put both values. We just only need to put the end time.
Okay.
Okay. So if I'll get a good name, mean he.
Yeah, sorry, time check. You got 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay. So for equal to 0. So
Yeah, I just want to ask you a couple of things. So don't you need to sort your intervals?
no, actually,
Okay.
I don't think so. We need to sort in any order if they are present. So uh, in a priority queue, we need only whatever meeting start, like if we start from 7 to 10. So just we need to check is the this meeting is end before 10 or not. If it's end, then we could. Otherwise, this will in a priority queue. This value will remain until we will not find.
If I change the last value to 1 5, can you change the last value to 1 5, 1 comma 5 instead of 11
Yeah,
15?
sure.
Your algorithm, you think it'll still work without
Yes.
without sorting?
Yeah, it will work without sorting as well. As a like here we have last value 10 12, right? Sorry. Okay, this is the condition.
Yeah, I actually gave you 1 5. If I actually change the value to 115, it'll completely distort your whole values, isn't it?
115.
Yeah, I have a long meeting.
Okay, you have a long meeting. Then, like when I check,
Yeah, I think you need to sort. Okay, we'll end the meeting here. 9:45. We are on dot. Okay. Sorry to
okay,
be
okay,
cutthroat
yeah,
on that. I think I think you can stop the
yeah,
recording, I guess.
Thanks, Suresh and Sachin. So before stopping the recording, like we'll have the feedback sessions first. So Sachin, how do you think you did in the interview? How was it for you?
actually, yeah, that was pretty good. And Suresh, whenever I did any mistake, Suresh always pointed out to me. So it was helpful for me, and yeah, whatever mistakes that I did, so I learned the in a real interview that how we need to move. As I earlier I was just preparing for myself, so it was really hard to determine what will be the problem that we can face in an interview. So yeah, I'm sure after feedback for all of from all of you, I'll get I will be better in coding. Yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Sachin. So, Suresh, can you please give some feedback to Sachin about his interview?
Sure, yeah. Overall, definitely, um, you did okay. You did definitely well. I think you ran out of time. You got to space your time better. Um, and I suggest that you take some minutes to actually, um, think about your algorithm. For example, some of the places. I mean, this is a little bit tricky question in terms of the intervals and all that, right? So I think if you had written in an English way how you would approach the problem and then written that, it could have helped you a little bit to speed up on your algorithm, specifically on on your first how to find a meeting, right? So the first part of that would have, if you spend a little bit extra additional time, I strongly believe it would have helped you. But yeah, but as I said, it's a little bit tricky question, so that's why it was a little difficult. And second thing is that I would so when you're focusing on Java, there were some few um, syntax errors and all that. If you go to the other side of that table, you definitely as an interviewer immediately find that, okay, so some of them will ignore, some of them won't ignore. I don't know, I found it a little, so that's why I pointed out. I don't know how you felt it when I pointed out, but yeah, I mean, um, work on the syntax, it'll help you. I would also suggest you need to little bit work on your naming the variables. For example, meeting schedule. When in Java meeting schedule, if you write it right, it is going to be camel cases, right? We generally write meeting
Yeah,
S
yeah,
is
right.
going to be capital S. We don't write meeting
Actually,
variables like this. Yeah. So anyway, make it more little bit more readable your variables. It'll also help the in your interviews. I think that's about that.
Thanks, Suresh. So now it's up to the audience. So does anybody has anything to say to Sachin or Suresh, interviewer or candidate? So does anyone has to share any feedback or anything regarding even regarding the problem?
Thanks, Sachin and Suresh. I mean, it was really like the problem was also like, I mean, it looks like simple, but it's a bit tricky, right? Straight in one go, but I think the Sachin performed very well, and at times helped him wherever, like, what do you say? He was very collaborative throughout the interview process. So a good one. I would appreciate that. Thanks to both of you again.
Thanks, Shashank. So does anyone else have any feedback? Okay, I think I'll stop the recording now.
Mm-hmm.